KnifeDope. More dope. Come and get your fix. What's up, fuckers? Your boy's back with a fresh batch of dope. KnifeDope. That's right, people. The hits don't stop. Day 3 with the swish buoy in my collection. I love it. Absolutely love it. You know, this one has always been spoken about so highly, and now I can understand why. It's fantastic, people. Absolutely feel blessed that I have it in the collection. But that's not what we're here to talk about, people. Not at all. We've got new dope that just touched down, along with something else knife related. And then after we unbox this, I decided to go ahead and give you another portion of my State of the Collection series. And so therefore, without further ado, let's get to the dope. All right, we got one that was, this is the first time for me with this company. This is Patriot Knife Works. So I'm excited to see what it is they sent, or rather you fuckers should be excited. And then I got one that I ordered from Knife Joy. As a matter of fact, I had intended on opening this up the night we unboxed the swish buoy, but I just kind of forgot about it. I'll make this one quick. This is actually a product that I've been using on the side, on the low, so to speak. I had gotten a sample of this product, I believe sometime when I got the most recent Jaeger, and it's fantastic. Took me a little while to find out exactly where it was I could get it at, but I want to be sure to acknowledge it because I think this is better than KPL. This is called Action Oil, and it is truly a nectar from the gods. This is to replace any KPL. I have used KPL solely for all my lubrication needs, but once I had gotten a sample of this with that Jaeger, it impressed me so much that I decided to go ahead and make a purchase of it. Now the shit isn't cheap. For this 1 fluid ounce, 30 ml, this came out to about $30. But you know, you'll get at least a good 2 years, I would imagine, out of this. Because I still have plenty of KPL left that I ended up buying about 2 years ago. So highly recommend it. Give it a shot. Action Oil. Don't know who's manufacturing it, but it's good shit. Okay, now let's get to the important stuff. Another addition to the collection. Now, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, I guess it depends on how you look at it, I broke my my no duplicate rule. But like I mentioned, there are certain situations that I will always break that rule for. So let's see what we got from Patriot Knife Works. You know, I had almost considered blacking out the actual name of this location or of this retailer because it's kind of like my my honey hole. You know, I don't know if maybe perhaps people just don't know about Patriot Knife Works as widely as we do these other retailers. But one good thing is they seem to have these knives in stock a lot longer than these other retailers, you know. So give them a shot. I don't have any discount code or anything to speak of, but yeah. Now what is it they sent me here? We got some personal information, so I will remove that. And they sent me some type of goddamn what is this? Oh, check this out, y'all. What the hell is going on? Okay, so we got a sticker. We know how I feel about these stickers. We got a magnet, so there goes the branding, Patriot Knife Works. And then they gave us a copy of the Constitution, baby. Shit. You know, I believe in our freedom of speech. I'm a big proponent of that. So for all you people out there who want to be in my comments telling me to watch my mouth, kiss my ass. I'm protected by the Constitution. Now, you can probably tell already what we've got. Yet another Spyderco. Now look at the way they package this. I mean, they care about ensuring that dope makes it to me nice and safe. I don't think I've ever seen a Spyderco, or a knife for that matter, packed so eloquently. Now this is one that just dropped, and your boy had to pull the trigger. Okay, we got another card. So they are actually out of Indiana. So there's your information. Go ahead and give them a try. And there she is, that beautiful spider. If you look closely, the bitch is winking. So what is it we got? We've got the new PM2 in CPM Magna Cum Laude. That's right, Magna Cut. Now I will admit, this was not my first choice as far as configuration, but this is the only one that's currently available. They will be dropping one at some point with the satin blade, which I would have much preferred. To date, I think this is my most expensive PM2. I think, yeah, this came in at $236. I don't recall off the top of my head having to pay more for a stock version of a PM2, but I could be wrong. Right out the gate, I can tell that I'm really going to enjoy these this milling. This is Spyderco's Caribbean bi-directional texture pattern that they put on their USA-made S.O.T.C series. This is fully murdered out. We are actually centered. That's a rarity. Now, also something Spyderco's doing, if you followed them along, is they are going to be changing the coating material. You know, normally they use DLC. That's no longer going to be the case. They haven't disclosed exactly what it is they're going to be using for the coating. They're kind of keeping it a secret, but they allege it's supposed to be better than DLC. And if you know anything about DLC, you'll know that it's a very, very tough material. I think it's like 100 HRC. Don't quote me on that. Let's go ahead and deploy the knife. Woo! Detent is dialed the fuck in. There she goes. We got that fantastic multi-useful blade there, or rather blade shape, in the CPM Magna Cut. There goes our gorgeous spider. USA made here in Golden, Colorado. Now they, you know, the hardware for this S.O.T series, if you're not familiar with the S.O.T series, it is a, you know, it's their series, which is, you know, all their knives are essentially impervious to the elements. Magna Cut is a highly stainless steel as it is, but even more so now that we've got that that coating. 8.26 inches is the size of the knife overall. 3.45 is the blade length. We actually got, due to this generous 50-50 finger choil, we actually only got about 3.05 as far as cutting edge. Super slicey blade coming in at 145 thousandths blade stock thickness. And what that's going to give us with this full flat grind, you guessed it, a slicey hoe. Compression lock is your locking mechanism, so you know that your knife's locking up tighter than frog's ass. 3.9 ounces is the overall weight. Riding on phosphorus bronze washers. Yep. Now, I've got some ideas as far as modding goes. I was actually thinking about doing it for this video, but I told y'all I was going to give y'all a state of the collection. So what we're going to do for the rest of this video is we're going to take a look at my entire USA-made Spyderco collection. And we're going to first start out with the PM2s, as that is the knife we looked at today. So let's see what else we got as far as PM2s goes. We got my user, which is the S45 VN rendition. Now, unfortunately, these scales on this knife are not USA made. These are Flytanium contoured G10 scales. They're actually very good, but I usually try to, if I got an American made knife, I do my best to try to keep it that way by not adding any accessories that aren't American made. So forgive me for that. Then we got this one, which is also a recent acquisition, which is the S90V version, Steel of the Gods. Now, as far as mods, what I was thinking, I'm thinking about putting the satin blade on this, on these black G10 scales, and then putting that black blade on the teal. I think it would look good. Let me know in the comments if you agree. Let's check out some out. Then I got this one, the River's Edge Cutlery exclusive. Now, this is I think River's Edge Cutlery makes some of the best exclusives when it comes to Spyderco. We've got that beautiful FDE DLC finish on that 204P blade. with the olive drab P-Apply G10 scales with that black hardware. It just hits different, people. Got that Rips Garage Tech milled titanium pocket clip. Such a good looking knife. And that is number 4 of my PM2s. Then we've got this one, which was the Blade Ops exclusive. Now this is also something that I could do. I could put this black Magna Cut blade on the Cerberus Richlight, or no, that's not Richlight, Paper Micarta scales with Hyperglow. That might look really good. And then we would put that LMAX blade there on the black. I got options, people, and it's always good when you have options. And then last for my PM2s, quite possibly my favorite, and that is going to be my Tonto apparatus. Blade HQ exclusive and M4 blade steel. We've got that compound grind, rocking these Rips Garage Tech titanium scales. Also got that milled titanium pocket clip. And of course, I had to put a lanyard plug to prevent any weirdos from getting any ideas. But there you see my PM2s, and we're just starting, people. We've got plenty of more dope to get to. Now, I tried to think on which way was going to be the best and fastest way to go over the rest of this state of the collection. So I think we're just going to kind of start out with the ones that I got singles of. So first up is going to be... Oh, shit. Hold up. We lost the light, people. Stand by. KnifeDope Studios is... There we go. So I got this one. This is the Pical. Now, I got this last year, and what really drew me to this is a couple of things. Number one, it's USA made, but even more importantly than that, this is the only other knife in Spyderco's catalog that utilizes that ball bearing lock. I think they're, when it comes to their locking mechanisms, I love the compression lock, but I think I might favor the actual ball bearing lock. We've got this Hawkbill blade in CPM S30V, full flat grind. Now the handle, this is actually what they call a reverse tool. So therefore you're supposed to hold it in the reverse grip. This is more of a self-defense knife. But that being said, it can totally be used as a EDC carry. It's actually very useful. That Hawkbill blade allows you to slide under materials, under straps and whatnot. I love it. So that is the Pical. Then we got this one, another recent acquisition, which is the Micro Jimbo. Hands down, one of my favorite Spyderco's pickups this year. This is the first run of the Micro Jimbo. We've got S30V blade steel, full flat grind, P-Apply G10. I did throw on a Lynch Northwest Side deep carry titanium pocket clip, also utilizing that compression lock. Such a fantastic size. It's kind of, you know, somewhere in the middle. It's not too small, but not too big, just right. Then we've got the actual Yojimbo 2. This one was a DLT trading exclusive, so it comes in crew wear. These have a nice hollow grind. I ended up modding this one by throwing on these original GOAT contoured linerless aluminum scales. This is utilizing a compression lock. Now, if you like these scales, you can go ahead and get these same scales yourself. Just head on over to originalgoat.com and treat yourself. Just be sure to use code FUCKER for 15% off your purchase. Then we're going to go ahead and get back to some smaller knives, and we're going to go look at my little natives. Used to have about 4 or 5 of these in the collection, but I sold a few of them. This one by far is my favorite. This is the first drop of the Warrenclyffe version. These are in S30V, full flat grind, like a beautiful stonewash finish. Of course, I modded mine. I threw on these DLC coated titanium scales from Rips Garage. This also uses the compression lock, and that 50-50 finger choil makes this knife so much more useful, I think, because granted it is a smaller knife, that finger choil just allows you to get your full purchase on and actually use this pretty hard. Believe it or not, you can use this as a hard use knife. Trust me, I've done it. So there's that one. Then my only other little native in the collection is a River's Edge Cutlery exclusive. Just picked this one up this year when they did the drop, or I'm sorry, last year, right before the end of the year. 204p blade steel, that same FDE DLC finish with the olive drab scales. I have kept this one stock, and so there you see that one. Then we're gonna go to my my pair of threes. Got 2 of them. Got this one in the S90V, Steel of the Gods. This was actually a lightweight version, but I did throw on these Applied Weapons Tech scales. Also threw on a Lynch Northwest deep carry pocket clip. Therefore, we've kept that build, the American integrity of that build intact. Then my last pair of three is this one, St. Nick's exclusive in 4V blade steel. This one also was originally a lightweight. I did throw on these AWT scales along with that Lynch Northwest pocket clip. Such a great knife, man, this pair of three. And therefore you see the two of them in my collection. Okay, let's keep it going, people. We still got more, goddammit. We got more. You guys wanted these State of the Collection videos, so here we go. Okay, next up, we're going to take a look at the two little natives I've got in the collection. I've got my very first one, which is actually one of my untouchables, and that's this version, which is the S90V with the fluted carbon fiber scales, utilizing, of course, the backlock. Spyderco makes some of the best backlocks in the game. As a matter of fact, before I bought a Spyderco with a backlock, I was totally against them. But once you experience their backlocks, it kind of changes things. At least it did for me. Threw on that Lynch Northwest deep carry pocket clip. And besides that, the rest of the build has remained stock. So there you see another one of my untouchables. Then I ended up getting this one last year. This is the Magna Cut version of the Native 5. This one also was a lightweight version, and this is also coming from Spyderco's Salt series. I completed this build by throwing on these Applied Weapons Tech aluminum scales. Sasquatch green, I thought looked so good with the black hardware. Also threw on, once again, a Lynch Northwest pocket clip. So there you see that one. Then we're gonna go to the Shamans. I've got three of them, people. First one was this one, which is the Blade Ops exclusive. This one has been heavily modded. This one is an LMAX blade steel. I had sent this one out to Way of Knife, who did a acid etch stonewash finish on the blade. As you can see, this is my user. You can tell there by all the marking, and I've put a couple of edges on here. A couple of sharpenings have taken place. Once again, went with Applied Weapons Tech for scales. I tell you, when it comes to scales, I'm a big proponent of Original Goat. But if Original Goat doesn't make the scale for that knife, I will always try to check them out. Or rather, I will always try to give my business to Applied Weapons Tech or Rip's Garage. Can't go wrong with any of them. Then we had this one, which is another one of my untouchables. River's Edge Cutlery exclusive, once again. Kept this one stock. 204p blade here with that beautiful FDE DLC finish. Black hardware. The only exception, of course, is I threw on that Fox Mascus Lynch Northwest pocket clip. Then my last Shaman is this one, the 15V rendition. Big shout out to the Big Brown Bear, Sean Houston. Stonewash finish on this 15V blade. I did swap out the scales. I threw on these Cerberus Rich Light scales. They just look fantastic. And of course, had to complete the build with a Lynch Northwest deep carry pocket clip. Then we got four more, people. The final model in my collection is going to be the Manx. So let's see which ones I got for y'all on the Manx. This very first one was actually my first Spyderco I had ever purchased. I think it was kind of like a toss-up. There was about a day between the two purchases. I ended up buying a S30V Tonto PM2, and then the very next day I bought this one. This one actually arrived first, so in theory, this is my first Spyderco ever. Murdered out rendition. We got black on black everything. S30V blade, black P-Apply G10 scales. I did swap out the stock pocket clip with another stock satin color pocket clip. I think it just gives it kind of a little bit of a pop. But this one has broken in so wonderfully. Their S30V, people kind of slip on, or rather sleep on it. Great steel, because we know it's coming from Spyderco, so the heat treat's done right. That is the first Manx in my collection. Then I ended up getting this one, which is another 15V knife of Spyderco's. This one did get modded. I threw on some Applied Weapons Tech scales, aluminum. I tried to keep the same color to match up the original stock. If you're familiar with the 15V version, or rather models from Spyderco, they come with like a doo-doo brown P-Apply G10. So I ended up putting on these FDE colored AWT scales. And again, of course, had to throw on a Lynch Northwest pocket clip. Unfortunately, I didn't keep it all American on this one. I did swap out the ball cage for this aluminum ball cage from Flytanium. So not happy about that, but I figured, fuck it, you know? Acoustically though, man, oh, listen to that. I'm going to show you guys another one of my Manxes that I think is close competition for the acoustic side of things. Then I think my most favorite Manx has got to be this one, which is the River's Edge Cutlery exclusive. Now this one also I decided to mod, and once again I went back to the GOAT. These are original GOAT scales. These were the very first set of, or rather, scales that they started offering for the Manx 2. These are like a clamshell construction, linerless. Also, I decided to have mine Cerakoted black. Acoustically, I think these sound a little bit better than the AWTs, and they actually feel a little bit more comfortable. I think they might be a little bit thicker, ever so slightly. I think as far as thickness goes, they might be a little bit thicker, but they are comfortable as hell, man. Can't recommend them enough. Also went ahead with Lynch Northwest on the pocket clip, so that is that. Then my very last Manx 2 purchase is this one, which is the GP Knives exclusive Rex 45 version. Now I have been using this one pretty heavy, and I will tell you that Rex 45 is impressive. Still think so far I think I am favoring the 15V, but the Rex 45 has been very enjoyable as well. I did order some scales from Original Goat, who is the first company to offer scales for the Manx lightweight. There was a pre-order, so don't know when those are coming in, but hopefully this month. I think Spyderco has done something with either the spring or the housing or something on these new versions of the Manxes. It just feels a little bit smoother right out the gate, you know? Something feels a little bit different. CQI, baby. You know how that goes. Well, there we have it, people. State of the collection, round 2. And then here we go. Today's star of the show was this one. Let me know what I should go with as far as modding, if I should just leave it alone, or if I should do some blade swaps. Love to hear what y'all got to say about that. But more importantly, I want to know what you fuckers think. Are you a fan of my USA Constitution? How about this state of the collection? Tell me all about it. Love you, mean it. Until the next time. Cut something. Cut someone. Just don't cut yourself. Stay dangerous, fuckers.